All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Dan Saavedra from MergeYourData, and this is day 8 of the 90-day YouTube sprint on signal analytics. Today, we're going to be going over identifying close-loss deals to reopen. If you've been following along for this YouTube sprint, we are a signal analytics firm, and I'll just go to the next slide while I do this. And we found some signals within our own company that YouTube Organic was a potentially viable strategy for us from a marketing perspective. And so we are doing an experiment on that by publishing a video every single day about signal analytics, stuff we learned from working with our clients and our prospects. So I'm Dan Saavedra. I'm from this company. I've been working with data for over 12 years, from analyst all the way up to architect and consultant. That's enough about me. So who this presentation is for: sales executives and their team, RevOps executives and their team. Obviously, if you have close-loss deals, then this would be relevant to you because it's potential revenue that you could close depending on the data behind the scenes. And when this would be relevant is not relevant here because I didn't update this from the previous video. So we will just ignore that there. But maybe it's relevant. Maybe, if you're going to miss targets, you want to revisit some close-loss deals. You're probably already doing this from a manual perspective anyways. But Signal Analytics will provide you with a more precise and continuous way to reopen those close-loss deals. And so you see here the yin and the yang of we're so back, it's over. It's how sometimes some deals feel. And so this will help you go back and forth between those two. So why would you care about this problem? Number one, you can make more money because you can reopen deals that end up closing because they were a good fit and maybe the timing was just wrong. And then two, you know them better than new prospects. So you don't want to succumb to the sunk cost fallacy where I spent time with this prospect. Let's just, keep going until we win a deal. That's not what we want to do here. But what we do want to do is recognize when people who we've marked as lost are interested again, and it's not just chasing something that should have never been. We have to consider the fit. If they weren't a good fit for us for a specific reason, we are not reopening those deals. This is only if these were good fit prospects that ended up being lost for a multitude of reasons. It's not because they were a bad fit or they didn't have enough budget or something like that, because we still have to make the metrics on our side work. If they don't have the budget, we can't discount to a place where now we're negative and we're not going to ever make our money back on acquiring this customer. So something to keep in mind. And then third, money. This is why we're doing it. We want to reopen close-loss deals that are relevant so that we can win more. And so this is the path that you're probably following. I follow it myself. My team follows it. Sometimes you're feeling good. Sometimes deals are rocking along. It feels like we're winning. And now we're down here. And so this is like close loss. They dropped off and you're just in this pit of despair. And so what we want to do is identify when we should bump this back up to feeling good about the deal, feeling like we can close it, feeling like, we should talk to the people, to the stakeholders that we are communicating with or the new ones, and see if there's a good fit going forward. And so there's hope. And this is the hope that we have. Number one, first-party trackable signals, which means you are having directly measurable data points between you and the prospect, whether it's from an account level or a contact level. Maybe a contact has been lost for over a year, and now they are reopening all of your last emails, trying to reopen quotes, stuff like that. Maybe they're comparing against another competitor, or maybe the timing is better this time around. Either way, they're top of mind. You're receiving signals that they are interested again somehow. You have to measure these signal points, and you have to understand which ones are actually good signals to act on. Second, you have second and third party signals. So either signal data points coming in through partner platforms, partner data sources. Maybe you have a different corporate structure and you have first-party sources from other entities that you can share. And then third-party signals are typically ones that you purchase or get for free from another platform. And so these are typically more around the company activity. So people getting hired and fired, acquisitions, opening new offices, stuff like that. Research signals. So maybe they are looking for a solution in a specific area. It might be related to a previous opportunity that you had open with them. It might be something parallel that your company still services and that you might not have uncovered in the first discussions because you were focused on the problem at hand that they originally came to you for. And so those can be useful to reopen a conversation to share insights that you have that are unique, give some soft nudges, stuff like that. And then third is technology signals. Let's say that you are a SaaS vendor and your platform didn't offer an integration with one of the tools they were currently using. Let's say you only offer a Salesforce integration, but they were on something like HubSpot at the time, and then they end up moving to Salesforce later on. Well, this would be a technology signal that indicates maybe you are a good fit now, and maybe you should open up that conversation again before they start exploring opportunities with other competitors in your area. And so you can combine first, second, and third party signals. They have different uses, but you can determine which ones are strong and which ones should be acted on by your team. And now you could do this in a manual way, or you could use signal analytics to process these dynamically and to feed those when they occur back to your sales team. And maybe not directly to your salespeople. Maybe it goes to a leader to review or something like that. You can figure that part out. But signal analytics allows you to identify these trackable signals and act on them when the time is right. So now you're reopening closed deals because you figured out that someone's visiting your website 15 times in a row and opening all your sales emails, even though they hadn't talked to you in over a year. Or that your previous champion was replaced by a new champion. And surprise, you actually have a relationship with that new champion. That would be an ideal scenario. So you can reopen a closed deal with context to the person coming into the role. And so that's when you would reopen these closed loss deals or leave them closed loss and reopen or create a new deal with some of the data from your closed loss one. So you're still creating a revenue opportunity. And so last but not least, like I touched on, know which signals indicate true opportunity. Don't just act on every signal. It's not right. You're going to make people mad. That's part of the game too, but obviously you don't want to always make people mad. So be careful out there. You don't want to be pestering people every time, they view a page on your website, which reminds me of a company named Salesforce who does exactly that. I'll get 5-10 calls and emails every time I view a page on their website, even though it's not related at all to something that I talked to a salesperson about before. So I'm a Tableau customer. And sometimes I'll just be viewing documentation on Salesforce, not even on Tableau itself. And all of a sudden I'm getting bombarded by salespeople. Don't do that. It leaves a bad taste in their mouth. Obviously you can see that with me in Salesforce. Which leads me to don't burn bridges. Determine if it's a hard signal or a soft signal. Soft signals can still be used, but you don't want to go in hard on those. Well, like I said, if someone just views a page, you don't want to call them 5 times. Maybe you do. Maybe viewing a certain page is a good indicator that you should call them. Maybe you don't care and you just want to just call everyone who's on your page again, see what's up. Maybe you can open a conversation. That's not my style. You might be better at that game, and you have to determine it with the signal analytics, what works for you and what doesn't. So sometimes it's better to have a gentle nudge. This could mean something like sending an email that just has some new insights relevant to what they've been researching. It could be even gentler than that, and it could be putting them into a retargeting campaign for ads that speak specifically to the problem that they were interested in solving with you before. So you can go a lot of routes with that one, but it doesn't necessarily need to be an ask for a meeting, a direct call, a direct email saying, I saw you looking on this page, or I saw this happen. It can be gentler than that. And then also know when it's not a positive signal. So you don't want to be reaching out to people if it's not something that indicates that they're going to buy. It's not true intent. And so using signal analytics, you can see that it's a negative signal and it should be ignored. Some terms to review. So I've mentioned it a few times here. There's something called intent signals. I did not coin that term. We did not coin that term. It's been around for a long time. because there are actually tools out there already called intent platforms, and you can research those yourself. We will do a video on various intent platforms later on. But intent signals are an entire market. People sell intent signals. You have intent signals yourself. And basically, you tie those two together with signal analytics. So you can't just buy data or just have data and it magically provides value for you. You have to look at it. You have to know how to use it. You have to know how to wind it into your strategy. And so that's something you can do for yourself. You can do it by yourself, starting with the most general signals that you can identify, and then getting deeper into the analytics as it serves its purpose. Or you can hire someone like our firm to do it. Obviously, this is what we do every day. This is what we do with various clients. And so we see different signals across different businesses and can bring that knowledge to you and make it useful for you in a much quicker manner. So everyone has their own way of approaching these things. Sometimes you want to do it in-house. Sometimes you want to do it from an outsourced firm like us. Sometimes you want to do it with a hybrid model, which is typically the best way because you have stakeholders involved internally with their own unique perspective. And then you have the experience and the perspective of the external party. And those two combined are really powerful things. So there's some terms to keep in mind going forward. And so I already did this part. There's a little soft promo, maybe a little hard promo. Get our services. We can help you with these signal analytics, make it a shorter path for you, help you understand exactly when to reopen deals that are closed loss, when people coming into the pipeline are actually going to convert and you should be spending time with them, or whether you should just put them in a downsell funnel that's completely automated. Simplify and share. This is not relevant. I didn't delete this from the last one. Once again, I'm Dan Saavedra from MergeYourData. Hopefully this video was useful to you. If you haven't yet, subscribe here to this channel or in the link in the description if you want to get emails. We will be coming out with a resource here that you can download for free by opting in. So we'll get that out here hopefully within the next week, if not sooner, so that you guys can get some free value and continue on your signal analytics journey. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.